What's up, guys? This is the African Movie Reviewer. Today I'm going to be reviewing 46. This is a murder thriller full of so much suspense. It's an amazing production by Sense Play in partnership with Kenya Film Commission, Ogopa Inc., Bing Media. You know, it has all the punch production houses coming together to do such a wonderful production. It was directed by Victor Gatonye and it was written by Frank together with Voline. So basically just a quick overview without spoiling, guys. Just a quick overview, all right? I'm not spoiling. Generally, it's about a group of convicts who are being transported to prison in a bus. Not only do these prisoners have to worry about their life in prison, you know, but that there's something in that bus that's trying to kill them. And on top of that, there's something out there in this journey that's trying to kill them as well. So they have to survive all these here battles and also just have to survive the mental battle of having to go to jail. So it's a great movie. It has great actors. The acting was good. It was just natural. I love that about this movie because some of the movies I've watched, you know, especially African production, you have seen that I don't know if it's a story or it's the actors, I'm not really sure, but what happens is that most of the stories or the characters try to be other people, right? Try to act like, you know, Americans or Europeans. But here's a story whereby the characters have been developed in the setting. I mean, they fit in the setting of this movie. And the actors, they play the characters very well. We have Robert Agengo, who's the main actor, who acts as Pablo. Then we have Shiviske Shivisi, there's Andrew Kamau, there's Maura Bildad, there's Maura Bilal, there's Javier. So this is a great movie to watch. To be honest, it was really good. I love the way that it was delivered in terms, the pacing was good to build a suspense. Although there's some places where they're a bit back and forth, like the struggle between the guards and the prisoners, you know, it's like, okay, back and forth, who has the upper hand, and which was great, but at some point it became a bit excessive. And also it also threw off some characters because some characters were not quite consistent, especially in those back and forth struggles. Like you're expecting, okay, this is a convict, you know, I'm expecting this, but they do something different. And that for me it disconnected me. It also disconnected me from the character because I wanted to emotionally attach and to understand why, or to understand like, okay, the struggle of this character. But then now when they're not consistent, I'm like, okay, now I thought we were on the same page, but I guess we're not, you know. So I think there could have been a bit more work in terms of building empathy to the characters to help us to connect to any of the characters, whether it was a villain or I never felt like I was following a particular character. Let me just, for myself, I'm speaking for myself. I don't know how you guys felt, but for me, I never really felt like, okay, I understand what this person is struggling with, or I understand what this particular person is struggling with. I wasn't really following a particular character, which I feel like it should have happened. I mean, that was a dark space to be in, you know what I mean? And if it was me, I was like, I need to feel like if it was me, I should have done this. If it was me, you know, what would I have done? I never felt that way. I never felt that way with a particular character. Like I could have attached myself, for example, with, I don't know, Pablo and say, hey, you know, without spoilers, if it was me, you know what I mean? But still, it was good. There's a point where the suspense, like I said, was a bit, it was dragging out. But I think the last 30 minutes, I was really now hooked. I really wanted to find out what was this thing that was taking them out one by one. I think for me that now I started gaining that much interest. I mean, at some point, like I said, I fell off and I was like, okay, how long is this movie? But it got me back in again. So I think that was good because I really kept on. Actually, to be honest, I've watched this movie 3 times. There's some things which were quite mysterious. I just needed to be sure that it was not me. You know what I mean? Like, is it me who's slow in understanding, or some things are not really put together properly or something? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not like an expert or something, but all I mean is I never understood why it's called 46. So I watched it. The first time I was like, wow, I was like, yeah, here we go, So Kenyan production, let's do this, let's watch, I'm so happy, everybody's happy. Have you seen this new movie? It's called 46, let's go, And so I watched, then after the movie I asked myself, why is it called 46? And I asked the people we're watching with, and they were like, yeah. So anyway, honestly, I went online and no one commented on why it's called 46. So I'd asked myself anyway. So the second time I watched it, to be honest, I think I didn't look for that particular fact, but I thought to myself some things which I want to share, but I don't know if I'm gonna spoil for somebody, so maybe we can just comment below why you think it was called 46. But I have my thoughts, which I will share on comment. And so the third time I finally got it. But again, there's no marking scheme, so I'm not sure if I'm also correct. You know what I mean? It's the most correct thought I've had so far. This is for the first time I watched it. So this third time I think it's the most correct. I've corrected myself from the second time. Anyway, so those are some of the questions. And then the second question was again, another question was will this person, why did they, do this? And okay, let me just say, there's a bit of betrayal, right? And you kind of ask yourself, okay, who is the snitch? Who betrayed who? And you want to watch out for that, because that's actually the opening question in the beginning of the plot. Why are things who set up this, problem? Well, because these are convicts who have problems. First of all, they're convicts, and then they have other problems, which is just what, So that's what I'm saying. It's quite a great thriller, to be honest. It's one of the best productions I've seen, especially from Kenya. I love the way it was raw in terms of I love the makeup, you know what I mean? It was these are hard guys, you know what I mean? There's no doubt about it. They don't have to talk. As a matter of fact, there's a character who doesn't even talk, and already if you just look at him, you know that this is a hard guy, you know what I mean? There's some characters that maybe have to talk so you can understand the character, but this guy didn't even talk. So that for me was amazing, you know what I mean? I think he was my best character. A bit of a challenge again in terms of dialogue was, it felt a bit rigid at first. I'm not even sure if it continued that way, or maybe I just eased into the nature of how the dialogue was set up, because in the beginning you can see okay, the first person talks, then there's a bit of a lull moment, and the next person talks. It felt a bit so rigid, though it wasn't really flowing naturally the way people will talk in a conversation, because you're expecting interruptions, expecting tones to change, voices to rise, you're expecting quick reactions in some instances, which didn't really come through. They were not really delivered that way in accordance to the setting of a certain scene, some certain scenes, especially the opening scene. So I felt a bit okay. I think for me the lighting was great. Honestly, the lighting, just the mood of the movie, that dark, nighttime, curtains closed, if it's a daytime type of movie, to set the mood. I think it's a bit of a horror, because like I said, there's something trying to get them. So it's okay, wow, this is, sometimes at some point, to be honest, I was wondering, is there dark magic in here? What is happening? Is it the same thing inside and outside? What is this? Witchcraft or something? So again, a lot of mysteries. You'll ask yourself questions. Does it end satisfactorily? Yes. Take your time, enjoy. This is actually a very enjoyable movie. It's different. And another thing which I really loved was the soundtracks. I really love the soundtracks. The audio, the soundtrack, I think that was just Kenyan right there. It's one of those things where you don't have to search far, okay, this doesn't fit into this movie. No, as in the soundtracks, the sound effects, whatever, all that, it fit into the movie. I never felt okay, this soundtrack or this sound effect doesn't even go with the scene. No, I never felt that way. So for me, those were actually the things that I really loved about this movie. So I can urge you, if you have not watched 46, I really don't know what you're waiting for. We're already in 2021. I hope there will be more to come. And yeah, I look forward. All right, guys, thanks so much. Catch me on the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you like, hit the subscribe button, like, share, notify yourself by pressing that bell button so that when I upload the next video, you'll be informed. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Enjoy the movie. Bye bye.